As we grow older, one of the most frightening things we can experience is the gradual loss of strength. You may notice it in small ways, finding it harder to get up from a chair, climbing stairs more slowly, or feeling unsteady on your feet. These are not just inconveniences, they are early warning signs of something called sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. Left unchecked, sarcopenia can rob you of your independence, your mobility, and even years of your life. But here is the hopeful truth: no matter your age, 60, 70, even 80 and beyond, your muscles are still alive. They are still listening. They can still grow. And one of the most powerful medicines for your muscles is not found in a pill, a supplement, or a bottle. It is found in movement. Today, I want to share with you 3 simple exercises that every adult over 60 must do. These are not complicated. You don't need a gym membership, fancy equipment, or hours of training. They are natural, they are safe, and they are backed by science to protect your muscles, strengthen your bones, and keep your circulation healthy. These 3 movements can literally change the way you age. Let's start with the first, the squat. Now, I know what you might be thinking: squats are for athletes, for young people, but the truth is, squats are one of the most natural movements in the human body. Every time you sit down and stand up, you are performing a squat. Squats strengthen the largest muscles in your body, your thighs, hips, and glutes. These are the muscles that keep you stable, protect your joints, and allow you to walk with confidence. Research shows that seniors who regularly perform squats reduce their risk of falls and fractures dramatically. And you don't need to go low or heavy. Even a half squat, holding onto a chair for support, awakens those muscles and sends a signal to your body. Stay strong. Stay independent. The second exercise is the step. Simple, yes, but profoundly powerful. Stepping up onto a low surface, like a sturdy step or the bottom stair, strengthens not just your legs, but also your balance. It mimics climbing stairs, an essential daily activity, and it trains your muscles to lift and stabilize your body weight. Step-ups also improve circulation to your legs, reducing the risk of blood pressure problems and even strokes. Just a few minutes of step-ups each day can rebuild confidence in your stride, making every walk safer and steadier. And the third exercise is the push-up. Now, don't worry, I'm not talking about dropping to the floor and doing military-style push-ups. A simple wall push-up or countertop push-up is enough. By pressing your body against resistance, you strengthen your chest, shoulders, arms, and core. Why is this important? Because these are the muscles that allow you to carry groceries, lift objects, and even protect your heart. Studies show that push-ups improve not only muscle strength, but also cardiovascular health. In fact, seniors who can perform regular push-ups have lower risks of heart attacks and strokes. Think about what these 3 exercises, squats, step-ups, and push-ups, are really doing. They are not just strengthening muscles, they are protecting your independence. They are reducing your risk of falls. They are helping you walk with confidence, climb stairs with ease, and live without fear. And they are protecting your heart and brain in the process. Now imagine yourself 6 months from now. You've been doing these exercises regularly. Your legs feel stronger. Your balance feels steadier. You no longer worry about stumbling when you walk. You find joy in moving again. That is the gift of these 3 movements. So, tonight, I want you to make a decision. Don't wait for weakness to take hold. Don't wait for a fall or a fracture to remind you of what is at stake. Begin now. Start with 5 squats, 5 step-ups, and 5 push-ups against the wall. That's it. Tomorrow, do it again. Little by little, your body will respond. Your muscles will grow. Your confidence will return. Because aging does not mean giving up your strength. It means protecting it, nurturing it, and using it wisely. And with just 3 exercises, you can change the trajectory of your health, your independence, and your life. One of the most striking truths about aging is this: the legs weaken first. You may not notice it at 40. You may not notice it at 50. But past 60, the decline in leg strength often comes silently. It creeps in gradually. One day you realize standing up from a chair feels harder than it used to. Another day you notice climbing stairs leaves you winded. Or perhaps you stop walking long distances because you simply feel tired faster. This is not just aging. This is muscle loss in action. Scientists call it sarcopenia, and it affects nearly every adult past middle age. By the time we reach 70, we may have lost as much as 25 to 30% of the muscle we had in our youth. And the legs, the largest muscles in the body, are often the first to go. That's why falls become more common with age, why bones break more easily, and why even daily tasks can suddenly feel overwhelming. But here's the extraordinary truth. Even at 60, 70, or 80 years old, your body retains an incredible ability to respond. Muscles can grow at any age, strength can be regained, balance can be restored, and mobility can be protected. The key is movement, the right kind of movement. And it doesn't require a gym, a trainer, or even expensive equipment. What it requires is consistency, intention, and simple exercises that awaken the muscles we rely on every single day. Let's take another look at the squat. To me, the squat is more than just an exercise. It is a movement of life. Think about it. Every time you sit down at the dining table, every time you rise from your bed, every time you use the bathroom, you are performing a version of a squat. It is one of the most fundamental motions of the human body. And when you strengthen your ability to squat, you are protecting your independence. Now the science. Studies have shown that older adults who perform regular squats, sometimes as few as 10 to 15 repetitions per day, experience measurable gains in lower body strength within weeks. Squats activate the quadriceps, hamstrings, and gluteal muscles, which together form the foundation of walking and standing. They also activate the core, which stabilizes the spine and protects against falls. And when paired with proper breathing, inhale as you lower, exhale as you rise, squats even improve circulation and oxygen delivery throughout the body. But let me make this clear. Squats don't have to be deep or difficult. A half squat performed with your hands resting lightly on a chair or countertop is enough to trigger muscle activation. Over time, as you grow stronger, you can deepen the motion or add light resistance. The key is not perfection. The key is practice. Every repetition is a signal to your body. Stay alive, stay strong, keep moving. Now let's move to the second exercise, step-ups. There's a reason hospitals and rehabilitation centers often train patients with simple step-ups. They are one of the most effective ways to rebuild functional strength. By stepping onto a low platform and lowering yourself down with control, you mimic the very motion required to climb stairs, walk uphill, or navigate uneven terrain. For older adults, this exercise is powerful because it trains both strength and balance simultaneously. Each step requires you to lift your entire body weight and stabilize on a single leg. That simple action improves coordination, strengthens the stabilizer muscles around the knees and hips, and sends vital signals to your brain's balance centers. In fact, research shows that seniors who practice step-ups regularly cut their risk of falls in half. And perhaps even more importantly, they regain the confidence to walk outdoors, travel, and live without fear. Here's something you may not know. Step-ups also stimulate circulation in the legs. Each time your muscles contract, they act like a pump, helping blood return to the heart. This improves vascular health, lowers blood pressure, and reduces the risk of strokes and heart attacks. So while your legs are growing stronger, your heart is also being protected. And finally, the third exercise, push-ups. I want to emphasize again that push-ups are not just for athletes. They are for everyone. And the beauty of a push-up is that it can be adapted to any level. A wall push-up, where you simply lean against the wall and press your body away, is one of the safest and most effective starting points for seniors. Over time, you can progress to countertop push-ups, then perhaps to kneeling push-ups if your body allows. Push-ups are extraordinary because they engage multiple muscle groups at once, the chest, shoulders, arms, and even the abdominal muscles. This makes them one of the most efficient movements for preserving upper body strength. Why does this matter? Because these are the muscles you use to push open a heavy door, to carry groceries, to lift grandchildren, or even to protect yourself in a fall. And here rests the science. Studies have shown that older adults who can perform push-ups, even modified push-ups, tend to have significantly lower risks of cardiovascular disease. Why? Because push-ups are not just about muscle strength, they are also about endurance. They train your heart, your lungs, and your circulation to work more efficiently. So when you combine these three exercises, squats, step-ups, and push-ups, you are essentially giving your body a full prescription for health. You are protecting your legs, your balance, your heart, your lungs, and even your independence. And you are doing it with movements that require no equipment, no membership, and only a few minutes each day. But here's where I want to challenge you. Knowledge without action is powerless. The science is clear. The benefits are proven. The question is, will you begin? Will you take 5 minutes today to do 5 squats, 5 step-ups, and 5 push-ups against the wall? Will you give your body the chance to respond, to heal, to grow stronger again? Because the truth is, it's never too late. The body is remarkable in its ability to adapt. Even in your 70s, even in your 80s, your muscles can still respond. I have seen patients in their 90s who began with nothing more than wall push-ups and chair squats, and within months they were walking more confidently, standing taller and smiling brighter because they felt alive again. That is the gift of movement. It is the gift of saying yes to your body, yes to your strength, and yes to your future. Let me share with you the story of Maria. She is 72 years old, a retired school teacher, and when she first came to me, she told me something that broke my heart. She said, "Doctor, I feel like my legs don't belong to me anymore. I used to chase after children in the classroom. I used to walk to the park every afternoon, but now even getting out of a chair feels like a struggle." Maria's experience is not unique. Millions of older adults feel the same frustration. They feel as though age is stealing their independence little by little, and the tragedy is that many believe nothing can be done. They accept weakness as an inevitable part of getting older. But Maria refused to give up. She said, "If there is something I can do, I want to try." So we began simply. We started with chair squats, 5 repetitions each morning, rising from a chair and sitting back down. That was it. At first it felt difficult. Her legs trembled. She worried she couldn't continue, but I reminded her, consistency matters more than intensity. 5 squats today, 5 squats tomorrow, and then the next day. Within 2 weeks, her body had already begun to adapt. She could rise more easily, with less effort. We added wall push-ups, again, just 5 each day. Maria laughed the first time. She said, "Doctor, these don't feel like real push-ups." But 2 weeks later, she noticed that lifting her grocery bags no longer felt as heavy. Her arms had grown stronger, and then came step-ups. We used a single step at her home, no higher than 6 inches. She held the rail for safety and slowly lifted herself up, 1 foot at a time. At first, she managed only 3 repetitions before her legs tired, but by the end of 2 months, she could perform 10 repetitions without rest. That meant climbing the stairs in her home no longer frightened her. It meant walking in the park became enjoyable again. 3 months later, Maria looked at me and said, "I feel like I got my life back." Her legs were stronger, her balance improved, and most importantly, she regained the confidence she had lost. She was living again, not merely surviving. Now let's consider James, an 81-year-old widower. James had always been independent, but he confessed that after his wife passed, he stopped paying attention to his health. He ate poorly, he rarely left the house, and his muscles weakened rapidly. He came to me after a fall in his living room, thankfully without serious injury, but he was shaken. He said, "Doctor, I'm afraid the next fall will put me in the hospital, and then I'll never come out." This fear is real. In fact, falls are the leading cause of injury and loss of independence in seniors. But here is the good news. Falls are not inevitable. They are preventable. And strengthening the muscles of the legs is the single most effective way to reduce that risk. For James, we began with balance-focused step-ups. We practiced slowly, always with support, always with safety first. Within weeks, his body remembered what stability felt like. We paired that with daily wall push-ups to build his upper body and squats to awaken the power in his thighs. 6 months later, James was no longer afraid to walk outside. He joined a walking group for seniors, something he never imagined he could do again. He told me, with tears in his eyes, "Doctor, I thought my best days were behind me, but I feel like I've been given a second chance." Stories like Maria's and James's are not exceptions. They are proof of what science tells us, that even in our 70s, 80s, and 90s, muscles respond to training. The human body is resilient. It adapts, it heals, and it never stops listening to the signals we give it. But perhaps you are wondering, how exactly do I begin? How can I, sitting here today, start protecting my legs, my balance, and my independence? Let me guide you step by step. First, squats. If you are new, begin with a chair squat. Place a sturdy chair behind you. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart. Slowly bend your knees and lower yourself until you are seated. Then stand back up using your legs as much as possible. Perform 5 repetitions. That is enough for day 1. With time, aim for 10 to 15 repetitions. Always keep your chest lifted and your knees aligned over your feet. Second, step-ups. Find a low step in your home or use a sturdy platform. Hold onto a railing or countertop for support. Step up with one foot, then bring the other foot up to meet it. Step down carefully 1 foot at a time. Start with 3 to 5 repetitions per leg. As your strength improves, you can gradually increase. Remember, the goal is not speed, it is control. Third, push-ups. Begin at the wall. Stand facing a wall. Place your hands on it at shoulder height, and slowly bend your elbows to bring your chest toward the wall. Then press back. Perform 5 repetitions, increasing gradually as your arms strengthen. Once these become easier, you can progress to push-ups against a countertop, then perhaps against a lower surface. Now, why do these exercises matter so much? Because they don't just build muscle, they also strengthen your heart, improve blood flow, sharpen your balance, and protect your bones. They reduce your risk of falls, fractures, and even chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. And perhaps most importantly, they keep you independent. Independence is something we rarely think about when we are young. But as we age, it becomes everything. The ability to walk unassisted, to rise from bed, to go to the bathroom without help. These are the foundations of dignity. And with every squat, every step-up, every push-up, you are investing in that dignity. Science has shown us something remarkable. Even after the age of 60, 70, or 80, muscles still have the ability to grow. This is called muscle plasticity. It means your muscles are not fixed in their current state. They are living, responsive tissue that can adapt to the signals you send them. When you perform a squat, for example, something powerful happens deep inside your thighs. Muscle fibers, tiny strands woven together like threads in a rope, experience gentle stress. This stress does not harm them. It wakes them up. It tells the muscle you are needed. The fibers respond by becoming stronger, thicker, and more resilient. Blood vessels open wider, delivering oxygen and nutrients while waste products are carried away. The result? Not just stronger legs, but a healthier circulatory system. When you do a wall push-up, the muscles of your chest, shoulders, and arms receive that same message: you are not done. You are still required for living. Your bones are also listening. Every time your muscles contract, they tug gently on your bones. This tugging signals the bones to stay dense and strong. Without it, bones weaken, becoming brittle and prone to fracture. But with consistent exercise, bones remain solid, protecting you against injury. And with step-ups, your brain plays a starring role. Balance is not just about muscle strength, it is about the brain's ability to communicate quickly with the body. Every step-up sharpens the pathways between your brain, your nerves, and your muscles. Think of it as rewiring the circuitry that keeps you steady on your feet. That is why balance training reduces falls so dramatically in seniors. It keeps the mind and body speaking the same language. But let's step out of the science for a moment and return to the human side. I remember a man named Thomas, 78 years old, who came to me after losing his wife. He felt depressed, lonely, and weak. "Doctor," he told me, "I feel like I'm fading." Those words still echo in my mind. Fading. It's what many older adults fear most, that they will slowly disappear into weakness. We began with the same 3 exercises, but for Thomas it was not just about building muscle, it was about building hope. Each repetition became a small act of resistance against fading away. By the 3rd month, his legs no longer ached when he stood. By the 6th month, he told me something incredible. "I don't just feel stronger, I feel like I matter again." Exercise had restored not just his muscles, but his spirit. Now, let us connect this to another truth. Muscle is not only about movement, it is about life itself. Your muscles are the largest reservoir of protein in your body. They act like a bank account. When your immune system needs help, when your body needs to heal from illness or injury, it draws from this account. Without muscle, the body has nothing to pull from. That is why seniors with stronger muscles recover faster from surgery, heal better from illness, and even live longer. And this is why I call these 3 exercises, squats, step-ups, and push-ups, the life-saving trio. They don't require special equipment. They don't require hours in a gym. They require only commitment and consistency. But let me also say this, exercise alone is not enough. Muscles are built not just through movement, but through nutrition. You need the raw materials, protein, vitamins, and minerals to rebuild the fibers you challenge. Without proper nutrition, it's like trying to build a house with no bricks. This is where simple changes can make a profound difference. A breakfast of eggs or Greek yogurt provides the building blocks of protein. Lentils, beans, or fish at lunch keep muscle fed. A handful of nuts or a slice of cheese in the evening fuels repair during sleep. And of course, hydration is critical. Muscles are nearly 75% water, and dehydration accelerates weakness. When exercise and nutrition are combined, the results can be astonishing. I once guided a group of seniors in their late 70s through a 3-month program of daily squats, step-ups, push-ups, paired with simple meals rich in protein and antioxidants. By the end of those 3 months, not only were their muscles visibly stronger, but their blood pressure dropped, their sleep improved, and their energy returned. One woman told me, "I feel 20 years younger." Another man said, "I walk into church now without my cane, and everyone notices." This is the power of reclaiming muscle at any age. It is not just about strength. It is about identity, dignity, and joy. Now let us connect the dots between what you do with your body and what you put into your body. Because exercise is the spark, but nutrition is the fuel. Without fuel, the fire cannot burn. And after the age of 60, this truth becomes even more important. When you squat, when you push, when you climb, you are breaking down muscle fibers just slightly, enough to tell the body, repair me, rebuild me stronger. But for that repair to happen, the body must have raw materials. Protein provides amino acids, the building blocks that stitch fibers back together. Vitamins and minerals provide the spark plugs that power enzymes to heal tissue. Healthy fats calm inflammation, while antioxidants sweep away the free radicals that cause damage during stress. So what should seniors eat to maximize the benefits of the 3 life-saving exercises? Start with protein-rich foods spread throughout the day. Instead of placing all protein at dinner, distribute it evenly. A breakfast of scrambled eggs or Greek yogurt begins the process early. A lunch of lentils, beans, or grilled fish sustains it. A small evening snack like cottage cheese or nuts feeds your muscles overnight as you sleep. But protein alone is not enough. Muscles also need circulation to deliver those nutrients. This is where foods like berries, dark leafy greens, and green tea come in. They release natural compounds called polyphenols, which relax blood vessels, improving blood flow. Better circulation means every squat and push-up delivers more nutrients to your muscles. And we must not forget omega-3 fatty acids found in salmon, mackerel, walnuts, and flax seeds. Omega-3s act like oil in the machinery of your body. They keep joints lubricated, reduce inflammation, and improve the efficiency of muscle contraction. Now, let me share with you another story. Helen, age 84, had spent much of her life avoiding exercise. She admitted to me, "Doctor, I thought muscles were only for young people," but after breaking her wrist in a fall, she realized something had to change. She feared losing her independence. We began with nutrition first. She added a simple breakfast of oatmeal with chia seeds, blueberries, and walnuts. This gave her protein, omega-3s, and antioxidants in one bowl. At lunch, she replaced processed meats with lentil soup and a side of spinach. At dinner, she added salmon twice a week. Then we layered in the exercises, chair squats, wall push-ups, step-ups. At first, she resisted. She said, "It feels silly." But I reminded her, silliness is temporary, strength is permanent. Within weeks, she noticed that her legs no longer trembled when she stood. 3 months later, she told me proudly, "Doctor, I no longer hold onto the railing when I climb my stairs. Helen's story proves that it is never too late. Muscles do not care how old you are. They only care whether you use them and whether you feed them. Now, let us imagine a day in your life where both exercise and nutrition work together. Morning. You wake up, drink a glass of water to rehydrate, then perform 5 squats. Your muscles are awakened. For breakfast, you enjoy Greek yogurt topped with walnuts and a handful of berries. Protein, healthy fats, and antioxidants. Your muscles are fueled. Midday. Before lunch, you take a few minutes for wall push-ups. 5 today, maybe 6 tomorrow. For lunch, you enjoy lentil soup with olive oil drizzled on top and a slice of whole grain bread. The amino acids from lentils begin to rebuild your muscle fibers, while the olive oil calms inflammation. Afternoon. You practice step-ups on a low stair. Slow, steady, safe. Your balance sharpens. Later, as a snack, you enjoy cottage cheese with sliced strawberries, protein for your muscles, antioxidants for your circulation. Evening. Before dinner, you perform another set of squats. Your body feels stronger now. Dinner might be grilled salmon with spinach and quinoa, a perfect trio of protein, omega-3s, and minerals. Night. Before bed, a small glass of warm milk with turmeric, a natural anti-inflammatory, helps your body heal overnight. As you sleep, your muscles rebuild, your strength grows, and your independence is protected. This daily rhythm may sound simple, but in simplicity lies the power to change your life. Because what you repeat every day becomes your future. 1 glass of water, 1 squat, 1 step-up, 1 push-up. These are not small things. They are votes for the person you want to be tomorrow. The truth is, aging is inevitable, but weakness is not. Your body was designed to move, to be strong, to carry you through the life you've built and the people you love. What you've discovered today is not just about exercise. It is about reclaiming ownership of your future. The simple truth is this. Strength is the foundation of independence. Balance is the safeguard against decline. Mobility is the ticket to freedom. When you practice these 3 exercises consistently, something powerful happens inside you. Your muscles become more alive, your joints more stable, your circulation more efficient, your brain sharper. You don't just walk more steadily, you walk with confidence. You don't just get up from a chair, you rise with dignity. You don't just age, you thrive. Imagine the ripple effect. More strength means fewer falls. Fewer falls mean more years of independence. More years of independence mean more precious time with your family. More moments to laugh with your grandchildren. More adventures still waiting to unfold. This isn't about chasing youth. It is about honoring the body you have today and giving it the care it deserves. Each repetition, each stretch, each movement is an investment in tomorrow. Think of it as medicine without a pill bottle, therapy without a prescription, insurance without paperwork, just your body moving the way it was designed to. So, I leave you with this message. You hold the power to shape your aging journey. It's not too late. You're not too old. Your body is not too far gone. All it needs is your decision, your consistency, your belief that movement heals. Start with these 3 exercises. Make them part of your daily rhythm. Let them remind you every day that strength is not lost, it's rebuilt. And as you commit to them, may you discover a future that is not just longer, but brighter, more active, more joyful. Because true longevity is not simply living to 80, 90, or 100. It's living well with vitality, purpose, and strength every single step of the way.